Good morning. This is Wednesday. I'll be talking just briefly about what I'm doing to try to improve the quality of my life and bring the kind of changes into my life that I am seeking in order to just get to that place where I'm doing the things that I really want to do in life, which there is a lot of stuff out there that I've been indulging in, I guess, in terms of all the information available, videos and articles and websites, what have you. But talking about the importance of sleep and quality nutrition and morning routines and habit stacking and getting motivation. And you know what? Motivation is not important. You need discipline and making goals. And you know what? Goals are not important. You need systems and processes and just all kinds of stuff. I've been bringing it in, and it's getting to a point where it's all helpful. Down the line, right now, I have to start from a much simpler place and add that stuff in as I am using the simplest tools possible to begin with, just so I've made a beginning. And that's where I'm at. And I started to more or less take, I'm trying to combine the concepts of optimizing your life to be the best you can possibly be, and the concept that seems to be somewhat in competition and opposed to that, the concept of just being present, just being in the moment. And I'm trying to find as much as possible where they overlap and where I can use both of them, because they both seem incredibly important, and they both seem incredibly difficult given the sheer simplicity that the one is asking you to adopt, and the sheer complexity of things that the other is asking you to look at in order to pick and choose what's going to work for you. And I'll get into all that in future videos, but three of the big points that I think both sides seem to make is to, as much as possible, be in the moment, be present, do that thing in front of you, be concerned with that, tackle that, and forget everything else. This is what's important. So I'm actually breaking it down to three key words for me, and the first is be, the second is trust, and that is trust in the process, trust in yourself, as much as possible. Shed the self-consciousness, the self-doubt, the apprehension, all of that stuff. Just trust that no matter what you take on, well, trust, first of all, it's probably not going to come out the way you envision it, as good as it should, or whatever you've projected out there. It's going to turn out as it's going to turn out. Just trust that if you do it, something good will come out of it in the end. And that's going to be good enough to start. And the third thing is start. Just start. You don't start a 5-mile run by being in the middle of the second mile. You start that 5-mile run by putting your shoes on. Do the simplest thing that you can possibly do to start, and have the smallest minimum that you can feasibly make that has any significance whatsoever, and try to do that every day, as opposed to however big that idea might be in your mind. don't conflate what you're going to do in the moment as this huge thing you're going to accomplish. It's this small step that's leading to that huge thing in the end. So that's where I'm at. I want to be, I want to trust, and I want to start. And those are the three things that I'm using to begin the change that I am seeking. I've tried to make it as simple as possible, so like I've been told, you know, make it the smallest thing you can possibly make it that has any kind of significance whatsoever, so you can do that thing at least every day, and that will become a habit that will lead to the bigger things down the line. That's where I'm at. That's all I can share at this point. That's all I've got for me. That's where I'm starting. Just be, trust, and start. That's what I'm using. I've simplified it as much as possible, so I have the simplest tools and the simplest words to remember. So in anything that I start, in any endeavor that I'm getting into, where do I begin? Be, trust, and start. Do those three things. All right, that's all I've got. It will grow from there, but I'm going to call this Growth Wednesday Video 1. I know it's Friday that I'm making this. I slacked off a couple of days, but this is part of it too. Even if you don't deliver in that time frame that you said you would, keep after it, get it done when you can, and go from there. From now on, these should be Wednesday, but here we are. And I thank you for watching, and if you didn't watch, well, what's wrong with you, man? All right, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going to have a accountability video tomorrow. All right, talk to you then.